We're going to talk about thrifting. We're going to talk about thrifting because y'all know I'm a Libra and I can't stand stupidity. I can't. Thrifting isn't sustainable, and I'm tired of hearing the same arguments and debates regarding thrifting 24/7 every single day just because y'all didn't seen or had a bad experience on Depop. Let's put our thinking caps on and let's have a real conversation because obviously these arguments are coming from people who have a fixed view of things or they seen somebody else say it on Twitter and they think that it's so true, and so they're virtue signaling and they're riding out with the masses of people who don't know what the fuck is going on. So let's have a real discussion. This is coming from somebody who's thrifted their whole life. I've been thrifting since I was a child. My mother used to try to put me in children's place clothes all the way up until 5th grade. And I didn't like that shit. So my uncle, he would give me $5 to $10 every week, and we would go to the thrift store, and I would get whatever I wanted. Whatever. That same fast fashion that I couldn't afford to get from the store, they had some at the thrift store. And guess what? I bought it. And guess what? I don't know. Well, this is a separate topic, but why do y'all think that when you buy fast fashion, that means it's going to disintegrate in your hands after 2 months? I have stuff that I bought from when I was a literal child. Old, like super old Forever 21. That I had all the way up until I was 21 years old myself. Stuff I bought in the 4th, 5th grade. I've had it for years. Didn't have no holes in it. Didn't disintegrate in my hand. I don't know what the fuck y'all are doing to y'all clothes. And maybe you just don't take care of your clothes. But my shit stayed intact for almost a decade. So that's really on you. That's something you gotta take up with God. Anyway, when I got older though, I was able to make a career out of selling. It was at the start of the pandemic, and I was sick. I didn't have a job anymore, and I would just lay in my bed and I would watch videos from iGirl and like other people who sold their stuff on Depop, and they would document their experiences and their process, and that really inspired me. So when I was able to, I looked at my closet full of clothes, all the shit that I couldn't fit, all the stuff that was, good quality. I had nothing but clothes and free time, and I started selling. And I made a lot of money, like a lot of money my first year doing Depop. It slowed down as the pandemic got a little bit more serious, but I was able to pay my bills. And I fell in love with the process of packing orders and connecting with my buyers. And with that, I took the time and like the extra money to go out and buy cute little gifts for them and stickers and personalized items so that I can enhance their shopping experience, because they made my day by supporting my shop. So why not show a little bit of appreciation for them? And these same buyers would send me messages telling me things that they were going through and telling me that I made their day. And I've had sellers do the same thing for me. Like there were items that I couldn't find that I've wanted for years. Like there was this hoodie that I wanted since I was in high school, and somebody sold it to me for a good price. And I told them like what it meant to me, and they sent me like little extra stuff, and they sent me a nice little happy birthday letter. And I've had people, just by engaging with, the sellers and the buyers, they would send me extra shit. Not because they had to, but because it's really a relationship between sellers and buyers. Like, that's why I fell in love with the process. So the topic of reselling is very personal for me. And I'm not here to tell y'all that every reseller is the best and that resellers are always right. No, I'm not here to do that, because there are people who do take advantage. But I'm not saying that nobody is wrong, but I'm saying y'all wrong because y'all don't know what the fuck is going on. Anyway, back to the beginning. This video has been circulating through the Bird app, and there is this collective of people that take issue with the fact that this person has took the time and the money out of their pocket to buy these items and then resell them. Insane. How dare she use her money to buy these items? Their claims are that it's awful that she purchased these things and she's taking away from poor people and leaving them with scraps. Anyway, I've seen them also try to compare resellers to landlords, which is problematic in itself. But, you know, we're not going to get into that. That's a whole different conversation. And then there's this really chronically online take that thrift stores are strictly for poor people. Because when you go to a thrift store, they stop you at the door and they make you count the money in your pocket before you enter. And if you don't make below a certain amount, you can't enter the store. You see how fucking stupid that sounds? Anyway, thrift stores are in place for people to donate and buy clothing, which extends the clothing cycle. However, with the millions of clothes being donated, made, sold on the daily, the clothing cycle is not very long. It's really not. Because of this, stores like Goodwill have opened bins. I'm sure everybody knows. Well, not just Goodwill. They have bins everywhere, but Goodwill is the most popular because a lot of smaller family-owned thrift stores do have days where you can go through a bunch of bins for $1. Some vintage places do this too, but the Goodwill bins are the more popular quote unquote bins because it's not just scraps. Like, it's just a bunch of shit in there, and you have to dig through these bins and you pay for them by the pound versus paying for them in the store. From my experience, when I have looked in the bins from a vintage place, a lot of their items were severely damaged. Obviously like rejected items, whereas like the Goodwill bins are just, you know, random shit thrown together. It's not handpicked and thrown out there. These bins though at Goodwill and, you know, other franchises are rotated several times a day. I'm gonna repeat that just in case, you know, y'all missed what I said. These giant bins of clothing are rotated several times a day. Not once, but several times. Let's take a moment to think about what that means. The keyboard warriors and the TikTok warriors don't understand how much gets donated to these thrift stores. This debate has been going on for years. Thrifting and reselling did not just pop up yesterday. Is it more popular? Yeah, but we'll talk about why it's more popular. Anyway, we have ex-employees, owners of thrift stores, ex-managers at Goodwill who have told y'all and have chimed into these arguments and said there will never be a shortage of clothing at a thrift store. They constantly rotate these clothes out and they throw away millions of clothes every single day. So no, somebody going to a thrift store, picking out what they think is cute, isn't taking away from poor people. Because by the time you finish typing that stupid ass argument on twitter.com, the next rotation of new clothes will be back in the store, and those same poor people that you're crying about will be able to have more options. In fact, a lot of these poor people are resellers. They keep saying things like, oh, they're gonna be left with Shein and Walmart. That's not, that's literally never going to be possible. There's too many clothes that exist that are being constantly thrown away for Shein and Walmart to be the only thing left. They throw away clothes every single day. Those clothes that are sitting in those racks at the thrift store have a shelf life. So this false narrative of scarcity is bullshit. There is no scarcity. Nothing is being taken from poor people, and the poor people need these thrift stores to make money themselves so they won't be poor. Just say what the real issue is. You're jealous and you're mad about people's prices. That's really what it is. But before we go on to crucifying resellers for their prices, there's some things that we need to talk about. Because people like myself who've grown up thrifting, who didn't have a lot of money to go to the mall and buy the hottest brands, they learned to love fashion and develop their relationship with fashion and knowing these brands through thrifting. And these people are more likely to resell because this is a skill that has become second nature to people who grew up poor or grew up less fortunate and had to go to thrift stores as their only option to find clothes. So they know how to find what they're looking for. And these people are the perfect people to resell because they get the point of reselling. The whole purpose of reselling is to bring those quality items to a wider audience. There are people who are specifically looking for a certain style or brand or collection that they can't find or they can't find in their area. A lot of the clothes being resold is vintage or niche limited brands, past season designer, or past season fast fashion. Fast fashion meaning, you know, like those limited Forever 21 drops, like the Hello Kitty shit, the Barbie shit, Old Polly, House of CB, streetwear that only had, you know, a certain number of things that they sold. These clothes are being resold because they're in demand. People want these items. They can't find them. They're sold out in their area. Their thrift stores don't have shit like that. Or people are just trying to find a specific style. They seen the whole coquette thing, the whimsy goth. They're trying to find that and they can't find it in their area. They don't know what brands to find. They just look up a tag on Depop and they're able to get the pieces that they want. So people are finding these specific pieces that they know other people will appreciate. This ability to source and curate pieces is a luxury. This is a career. This is a luxury. And iGirl and a whole bunch of other sellers handpick style bundles for people. They go, they measure, they handpick items, they look through people's Pinterest boards and Depop likes, and they provide a service. These same people that the Twitter and TikTok warriors claim to be defending have documented their journey doing this. You're attacking the people you swear you're trying to protect, and they're just trying to make a career out of something that they find joy in doing. This is a job that people love to do and are able to get paid for. Nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to go and do a job that they fucking hate. I love clothes. So the fact that I was able to find cute things and bring them to people who genuinely would love and appreciate them is a win for me. This girl in the video, these are the prices of the things that she sold. Very reasonable. Now, some people do price gouge, but just because you see some people doing that does not mean it's fair to label and assume that the majority is price gouging. People who know their brands and do their research sell items for their value. And the same people who swear the resellers got their shit for $5 to $10 are the main ones who are also complaining that thrift stores are hiking their prices. So which one is it? Because there's no way that she got a genuine leather jacket for $5 to $10. Goodwill and Salvation Army have significantly raised their prices over the years. So how is it that you're complaining that she got this jacket, a genuine leather trench coat, for $5 to $10? Because about a month or two ago, I bought a genuine leather jacket from Goodwill and it was $36. So for her to sell it at $120 is very reasonable for its value. There are people who pay way more, who bid way more on other platforms for a genuine leather trench coat. This is no different than people who buy a bunch of products wholesale and then sell them for a profit. That's how business works. If you're concerned about the leather jacket, go to a thrift store and buy it. But you can't be mad that somebody found the actual value in the shit that she found and bring it to people who also would want it. That's why y'all are mad. That's why y'all are on Twitter crying and screaming and shitting your pants. Because the things that she found are very cute. But she found them, not you. So she was able to resell them and they all sold out real fast to people that actually wanted them. Thrift stores have designer shit all the time. A lot of it is old, past season, and people want these pieces. So selling them for a discounted price while still turning a little bit of a profit is not terrible, heinous. It's not this terrible thing that y'all are claiming it to be. Just say you're jealous. Just say you're mad that it wasn't you. Not to mention that every platform that you sell your shit on requires a percentage. Not to mention shipping costs. So most of the time the seller isn't really turning that much of a profit. The fact that she sold those items for low prices is very respectable. Depop takes a lot of money out, especially the extra fees if the customer decides to pay through PayPal. So then let's think about the people that go out of their way to get extras for their customers. Let's think about the people who take the time to do style bundles, to go hand pick items that they have seen that their customer has liked in the past or had on their vision board. They're taking their time and their money to bring a proper service to people for a very little reward. And I'm speaking from experience, but I do it because I love to do it. This is not a justification for people who price gouge, but at the same time, if people are willing to pay what they're asking, is that really your business? It's not like they're selling the only item left on this planet. That's not the only one that they have. The original designer did not make this one of one piece and this one person has it. So go find it from a seller who's willing to sell it to you for a lower price. You don't get to be upset on somebody else's behalf and then publicly shame them because you're jealous. Obviously, if the person is selling something that's severely damaged or it's some fast fashion that's not really sought after for an obscene amount, that's completely valid to be upset about. But dick-eating resellers making up this false narrative of scarcity, despite that being literal bullshit, is very weird. Some people can't afford vintage store prices, so they have an easier time getting their dream pieces on Depop, Poshmark, wherever. I've also seen people try to blame resellers for the fact that thrift stores are raising their prices. Blame the company. Go write a strongly worded tweet or email to Goodwill. That's their decision. You should be condemning them, not some random college student who's trying to pay their bills. Like, be fucking for real. You're taking out your anger on the little guy for doing what they enjoy doing, for making their money, when you can just go do the same thing. Like, you can go find those pieces that you're so upset about. Go to Goodwill. Go to 5 different stores like she did and look. Like I said, they rotate their clothes out every single day. several times a day. Go to the bins. But you can't be mad that somebody curated a bunch of quality pieces and brought them to people who want them. That's really dumb. Somebody also said, I can't find the tweet, that reselling is not environmentally friendly. As I'm recording this video and I'm just reviewing these tweets, I just have to blank stare, because there's no way that y'all are serious. There's no way that you typed this out and you thought, this is very intelligent and this is correct. The thrift stores throw millions of things away every single day because they have to. Somebody finding a piece, selling it for its valued price, which is most likely going to be way less than if you found it at a vintage store. You're saying that is not environmentally friendly when they're throwing away quality pieces. Because let's really talk about it. They're not going through their stuff at the end of the day going, oh, this is valuable, this is designer, we'll keep this in the store. No, they throw all that shit away. All of it. They don't handpick what gets thrown away. They just throw the shit away. It goes to the landfill. So, for you to think that it's less environmentally friendly for someone to go save these items from the landfill and bring them to people from their country, from other countries, from wherever the fuck, that genuinely want them and would appreciate them and have probably been looking for them, you're delusional. You're delusional. The argument is tired. And I encourage y'all to stop handpicking these people who are trying to make a living, who are trying to pay their bills, pay their tuition, pay whatever the fuck they need to pay for. Stop taking their content. Stop encouraging people to attack them and drag them simply because you don't know how the fuck thrifting and reselling works. Reserve your anger and outrage for girls who are selling t-shirts with ketchup stains that they cut in half and they call it custom 101 pieces that they're selling for $150. Save that outrage for people who are trying to sell paperclip earrings for $15. There are actual enemies out there, but this girl who sold these very cute pieces for reasonable prices instead of selling them for obscene amounts is very valid in doing so. There are plenty of people on Depop like her who do bring cute pieces for good prices, and they do take a hit to their pockets because Depop does not do any favors. They will hold your funds for 21 days and you won't see a penny of it, let alone make enough of a profit for it to make a difference. Because after they spend their money to buy the clothes and then they sell it for a reasonable price, they still lose money because they have to go back and keep putting clothes back into their shop. So they might be able to pocket a little bit of it, but y'all swear like these Depop girls are millionaires. They're not making that much. I remember the whole Nike Victory skirt craze. The girls were selling this fucking skirt, this $60 skirt, for $200 plus, and I was pissed off about it. So what I did, I bought it from a seller overseas, and I did my research. Yes, it was sold out a lot of places, but I was able to find a couple from Dick's Sporting Goods for original price, and then I think one of them was on sale. I resold it, but I didn't resell it for some crazy price. I sold it for, I think, $20 over what the original price was. Because by the time Depop took out the fees, I wouldn't have made my money back. I wouldn't have made the money back from buying it. But the only reason I did it was because I knew a lot of people wanted that skirt, and a lot of people do not have $200 to come pay some random girl in Indiana because she's being greedy. Because Bella Hadid, or whichever one of them Hadids, had on that fucking skirt, and people lost their damn minds. So, people who resell are doing a service. Not all of them, but the majority of them are providing a service. Take your outrage on something else. Because at the end of the day, the biggest takeaway is nothing is being stolen from poor people. The poor people you're claiming to defend are most likely reselling as well, because that's an easy job where they can take their skill, find something that they enjoy, and make money from it. Stop sending people to attack this girl. Anyway, that's all I gotta say. Follow my socials. Everything will be in the description. I don't rant that often, but this shit was very personal to me, and I'm sick of seeing people be fucking stupid. I know they're gonna continue to be fucking stupid, but it is what it is. These is the facts. Them is the facts. Do what you will. Stop attacking people. The mob mentality isn't cute, and you just look really brainless. So yeah, subscribe to be along for the ride. More book reviews coming soon, and I will show y'all some of the stuff. Oh, I do have a video coming up. I will be showing y'all my thrift fails. There are things that I bought to resell that were way too cute to sell. I mean, I might be able to sell them now because I had got fat and I can't fit them. So yeah, we'll talk about that when that video come out. Anyway, love y'all. Bye.